James Elliott and Steffi Black. Steffi is going to show us how to release, I guess, tell me, Steffi, release the energy associated with someone, whether you feel bad for doing or hurting someone or not doing something, or whether someone did something to you, how to really let it go and release it and avoid having that energy follow you. Because if it follows you, people will see it, people pick up on it, and it's sales, you're getting hired, your relationships, your careers, your self-fulfillment, your health, your weight, everything. Trust me, ignoring it is not a solution. It's still there. It's like you're sitting on a thumbtack and pretending, oh no, the thumbtack's not there. It's still there. It's still hurting. It's still making you bleed. Remove the thumbtack and then watch life change. If you ignore these things, it's not going to go. So without further ado, Steph, I want to turn it back over to you. And let's do this. Show us this amazing technique.
Okay, well, first let's give a little context to it. Ho'oponopono,
Please.
the Hawaiians believe to make right. It's a self-love and forgiveness healing technique. And it was brought to North America by Dr. Hugh Len, documented in the book called Zero Limits. And Dr. Hugh Len had supposedly cured a ward of mentally and criminally insane, but not doing traditional methods of therapy, but by using Ho'oponopono. And really, you can ask yourself the question, do you want to live from memories, past memories, maybe some believe not even from this lifetime, or do you want to live from inspiration? And so Ho'oponopono is using the words, forgive me, I'm sorry, I love you, thank you. Because when you apply those words, you're no longer in the thinking mind. They did this to me. I'm going to react to this. You're letting inspiration strike. Because we think too much, James. We get in our heads and we think this person did this or this happened, and I'm going to react instead of respond. And when you use something like Ho'oponopono, you're cleaning on any reactiveness and allowing pure inspiration to strike. And Dr. Hugh Len, this is the interesting part of it. When he worked at the hospital, he didn't meet the patients one-on-one. He would take their charts, whatever their crime was, and do the Ho'oponopono, forgive me, I'm sorry, I love you, thank you, and use the other techniques in Ho'oponopono and clean what was in them that was in him, meaning we are all interconnected. We are not better than the criminals, the people suffering, those in poverty. We are all connected.
No one's better.
So
man or homeless person versus millionaire. No, you're right.
Right. So as we heal ourselves, we heal others too. In some theories, it's called emotional contagion. James, you heal your wounds, your broken pieces, then there's a ripple effect, and other people around you will want to heal too. So does that give you a little bit of a synopsis of Ho'oponopono? It's much richer and much deeper than that. But I do like the idea of using the words to get out of the thinking mind and respond instead of react.
And that's beautiful. And as I'll give this a little my little aside too is life is not necessarily good or bad. Things are not necessarily good. We oh, that's good or that's bad. Well, maybe like there's a story about a monk, and he came upon some money, and one of his students said, "Oh, that's really good." He said, "Maybe." And then one day, this wise monk fell. He broke his leg, and the student's like, "Well, that's bad." And he's like, "Well, maybe." But because he broke his leg, when it came time, the conscription army came time to fight in the war, because he had a broken leg, he didn't go off to battle. He didn't have to fight. So that might have saved his life. So we all label things as that's good or that's bad or that's horrible, that's wonderful. Well, maybe it just is. This happened. Okay, it happened. What are the learnings? And to your point, use to release, but also I love, take that a step further, guys. Write down all the learnings for yourself. Write down how you're better, faster, stronger, more resilient, how you can maybe help people with this. Because I truly believe, to your point, we heal ourselves, we can heal others. And the reverse is true as well. When we want to help people, however you help people, it's regardless. I'm not talking about becoming a coach. It's however you help people. Maybe it's a manager talking to someone that's having a hard time at home or a bad day, or a CEO or an exec or a business owner talking to one of his employees, talking them through something. When you help others too, you'll also heal yourself. So heal yourself to help others and help others
Right. And
heal yourself. So without further ado, please.
Right. We don't want to interfere in another person's journey. So,
Yeah.
there was an instance where Joe Vitale, the spiritual marker who wrote the book, saw a homeless person and said, "What about the homeless people? Shouldn't we do everything we can? We should do what we can. But we also have to understand they have a journey to go through too,
Yep.
just as we do
journey.
in difficult parts of our lives. And everything around us is our responsibility to heal on. We don't need to blame others, but what we see, hear, and react to is our personal responsibility. So it's not over guilt and shame. It's saying everything around me is my responsibility. Yes, in a powerful way. It's your responsibility to decide how you want to handle what is around you. So what someone else sees as bad, someone else can see as a beautiful opportunity to have a different journey. And where you honestly don't project what you think other people should do, but are only responsible for your journey, then you help out of hurtfulness, not out of judgment.
Oh, exactly. Yep. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
Right.
It's a wonderful thing.
Yes,
Please,
absolutely.
without further ado.
Yes.
Yeah. So you remind us again. You keep repeating. How's it go? Thank you. I love
The
you.
words,
sorry. Forgive me.
The
or
words
in one of those
themselves are
orders?
forgive me, I'm sorry, thank you, I love you. Something comes up, you can use it. A challenging person, forgive me for what your action is bringing up in me, right? You're challenged by this person, you're triggered. I'm sorry for my role in this because I'm responsible for being triggered. Thank you for bringing this up in me so I can heal. And I love you because we're all connected. When a tree dies in the forest, the other trees, it gives its nutrients to the other trees because nature has always known we're interconnected. It is our individualistic culture that forgets we are connected.
That's a really good point, actually. That's a very, and you're right. It's, and avoid judging or because you can lead a horse to water, and we want things for other people, and you can show them the path, show them the door. It's their choice to take the journey.
Right.
But you're right, and just repeating that, that mantra, and then get the learnings. What did I learn from these events? That nothing's bad or good. What did I learn from this thing that happens? And I'm saying, well, I can't because of this, or I can't because of that, or I have to because of this, or I have to, or there's no I can't. There's no I have to. Like you said, you're responsible for everything. Maybe realizing that it's fear half the time is why we give these reasons or excuses. It's fear. So own it and own you.
Right. Right. Fear is a good point. We fear because we don't trust, right?
Yep.
We don't trust that there's a bigger picture for this challenge, obstacle, pain in our lives. And believe me, when we're in it, I have fear too. I'm not immune from it. I'm not immune from overthinking. And that is why I use these tools and try to remember that there's always a major reason. And any trauma I've had in my life, James, I can look back and go, okay, it's time to learn again, right? It was an opportunity to heal on those broken pieces. And knowing that there is a reason.
I love learning the same events. Yeah.
Yes. And loving ourselves fiercely through it all. Radical self-care and self-compassion. And speaking kindly to yourself is absolutely key in moving through these difficult times. So to get out of the overthinking mind, a tool like Ho'oponopono, breath work, meditation, walks in nature to connect to creative intelligence, heart coherence techniques, they are all part of connecting to the interconnection and the human energy field and the universal energy field around us. So that's why I so believe in these modalities, and they need to speak to you personally. Because what works for me, works for you, James, may not work for another person.
Right on. And that's the thing, find what works, own those broken pieces. If we were all the same, life would be incredibly boring no matter what media or what society tells us we have to do or should do. Own your broken pieces. Be you, love you. That's what makes you awesome and equips you for your purpose, your journey. I mean, do you want to be exactly like everyone else? No. Do you want to be exactly like someone else? Probably not. So stop comparing yourself. Steffi, in the last 10 seconds here, how do people find out more about you? How do people learn about you?
Absolutely. Thank you, James. They can go to Steffi Black Coaching. They can find me on most social media. And I answer all my emails. If you go to my coaching site, I'm Steffi at SteffiBlackCoaching.com. Thank you, James,
Perfect.
for the opportunity today.
My pleasure.